What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I am your host. I am Caitlin Kenneth Smith, and this episode right here is one of those conversations that puts everything into perspective. Today, I'm sitting down with Dev, the regional sales manager at Ghost, but more importantly, someone who's lived through a complete life reset. We're talking about going from Division I football to the pro leagues to a life-changing accident that left him in a wheelchair temporarily, and then rebuilding his body, his mindset, and his entire life from the ground up. But this isn't just a comeback story. It's about discipline, integrity, and what it actually takes to win in fitness, in business, and in life. We also get into the growth of Ghost, the supplement industry, and what really separates brands that win from the ones that don't. If you've ever felt stuck, made excuses, or know you're capable of more, this episode is going to hit. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. What's up, Dev? Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm good, Caitlin. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited about this. I know when you posted it, I was like, it'll be good to get some ghost representation on there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks
And
for having me.
you know what the coolest part about you reaching out when I
Mhm.
put up that question box to be like, hey, who should I have on the podcast? Is you just went in for it. And that showed me, okay, I got to have this guy on the podcast because I
Yeah,
know that it's not easy to be on a podcast. It's a little bit
yeah,
scary, even though you talk to people every day. Sometimes it can be a little bit anxiety, but that's when I know that I need to have somebody on is when they're like willing to go after it and put themselves out there for it because
yeah.
face those fears, right?
And it's a cool platform. You've done a great job. Obviously, you crush it on social media. And like I said, I was like, cool to hop on here and talk a little bit and give a little bit more of my background and my story.
Hell yeah. Before we get into everything, how would you introduce yourself to somebody who's never met you? You're in an Uber and the Uber driver turns around and goes, hey, man, what do you do? Who are you? What is like a
Uh,
brief, we'll call it like an elevator pitch of Dev.
yeah, I'm Dev. I work in CBG sales. I work for Ghost. I'm a regional sales manager. So I work in sales is technically what I would lead with. I'm a salesman.
How long have you been working for Ghost?
It'll be 3 years here in about a week or a few
Geez.
days, actually. I think my anniversary is on the second. I believe I started the second or the third. So it'll be
Nice.
3 years. Yeah, it flew by.
Yeah, I bet. And it's been 3 years of massive growth because when did they get into
Mhm.
energy?
Energy, I believe, was 2 years after launch. So we launched in
Mhm.
26. I believe the first Bev came out in 2018.
Yeah, I feel like over the last couple of years, though, they've really been pushing with
Yeah.
everything.
The acquisition from
Yeah.
KDP has just allowed us to get cans in hands at a higher rate. So that partnership has been going great.
I bet. Yeah. And I'm glad that you said that because I feel so many people, I get a lot of negative comments about, oh, they shouldn't have sold to KDP, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you understand that this is a tactic for them to actually be able to get the product into more people's hands. And
Yeah,
some people are
yeah.
like, I swear the drink tastes different. Bro, no, it doesn't.
Nah, nothing's changed. I remember when the textured cans, like the sleeves went away, and there was a lot of
Oh
uproar
my
about
gosh. Yeah.
that. Few months goes by, you don't hear about it anymore. It's still the same flavor, the same formula, but it allows us to get the drinks out at a higher rate now. And like I said, everything's been going great, really smooth. Dan and Ryan are still running the ship, so that's been awesome.
Yeah. What were you doing before you got into Ghost?
So my intro into the industry is I started at GNC. So a little bit of a backstory. I'm not going to go too deep, but I played Division I football at Texas Tech University on a full ride scholarship. Was a 3 year starter there. Once I left college, I went on to play professional football. I was fortunate enough to sign as an undrafted free agent with the Oakland Raiders at the time. Spent some time there, got cut, got picked up by the Arizona Cardinals, went there for a bit. Things didn't work out. So I started to transition to different professional leagues, the Arena Football League, the Canadian Football League. So essentially pretty much any professional football league in the country I was a part of. So I did that for about 8 to 10 years, somewhere around 8 to 10 years. And I was signed to a team in Jacksonville, Florida, but I live in Dallas. So in the off season, I would just train. I would work out, and then I had a lot of free time. I would just pretty much play video games all day. And I walked into a GNC one day, and I think I was buying like a protein drink or something. And the guy behind the register started talking about football. And then at the end of the conversation, he was like, "Hey man, you should just work here so you can get a discount." I'm like, I'm not doing anything all day. I'm like, why not? I didn't know much about supplements. I knew like protein after your workout and pre-workout to give you energy. I knew like the very basics. So I started out there and I worked on the franchise side of GNC. So I started out there, was making like $7 an hour plus commission. So I was like, I got to learn these products because I don't make enough just to come in here and ring people up. So I did that. And I just kind of used my competitive background in football there in the store, but I always wanted to be someone that sold with integrity. If I wouldn't take it, I wouldn't want to recommend it to anybody. And that's how I kind of led. And I was really genuine and authentic in my approach. And 3 months in, I was the manager. They promoted me. Then I did the manager thing for about six years. And I was thinking back, I was like, I would have never thought I'd work in sales because I'm more of like a reserved introvert. I like to be to myself. I'm a homebody. But working in an industry that I'm extremely passionate about just
Hmm.
brought something different out of me. I was like, I can talk to anybody that walked through the door. And I was a genuine guy, just wanted to help. Towards the back end of my career at GNC, I was pretty much in a high volume store. I was capped out on my pay. There was no upward movement for growth. And I wanted to obviously start a family and get married and do these things. So I was like, I got to figure out what's like my next avenue. So I hopped on LinkedIn, made a LinkedIn profile. My resume was little to nothing. I played football for 10 years, so that was pretty much everything other than the GNC thing. So GNC was my first job. I hopped on LinkedIn, started to network, was DMing people, introducing myself, started to follow every supplement brand on the market because I had met a rep that came into my store one time. It was like the first time I ever met a rep. It was a rep from C4 at the time. He walked into the store, talked to me about the product. Obviously, he was doing some training and gave me like a free full-size product. And I was like, man, that job seems so cool. I could see myself doing that one day. Like I said, I started to hop on LinkedIn network, apply to everything that was in DFW, got a ton of no's, a ton of no responses. And the ghost position became available. And I was like, this seems perfect. I'm working in GNC and Vitamin Shop, right up my alley. I'm very comfortable in that setting and then applied. It was extremely competitive, but my manager at the time, Matt Jenkins, shout out to him. He took a chance on me. We met, we did the interviews. He came out, did the in person, and he took a chance on me. And ever since, it's just been upward and upward. But that's how I got my start in the industry.
That's dope. I actually love that story because you literally took your competitive nature and threw it into something that you're passionate about. And I love
Yeah.
that you touched on I'm not a salesperson, I'm very introverted, I'm a homebody because I'm the same way. But when it comes to something that you're truly passionate about, that's when you can become the best salesperson because you
Yeah.
have the integrity and you're just truly trying to help people instead of trying to
100%.
sell people.
Yeah, I will get all the time people, if I was talking about a product, I some people were like, you sold me. And I would hate hearing that because
I
I'm
know.
not trying to sell you. I'm like genuinely trying to help you. So there would be sometimes after an interaction with a customer, they would leave and I would think to myself, did I sound salesy there? And I didn't want to sound like that. I didn't want to sound like a robot. I wanted to be like a free-flowing conversation, more
Mhm.
looking into your lifestyle, your training regimen, your nutrition, and then tying in the products at the end. I didn't want to be the person that once you come in the door, I'm trying to shove products down your throat. I wanted to kind of build rapport, get to know you a little bit. And I was great at that.
Mhm. Now, that's a great approach. Really, what it comes down to, we're talking about something and we're passionate about something that isn't necessarily needed for most people. Most people don't need supplements unless they have like a very severe nutrition deficiency. But
Mhm.
the reality is, people are going to take supplements and they help people fill
Yeah.
gaps in their nutrition. For example, if my mom sucks at hitting her protein goal, but I give her this tasty snack that has protein in it, she's going to eat it. She's going to get more protein and it's going to be valuable. So
Yeah.
it's just that's how I look at it is like, how can I help this person first understand that the lifestyle is the foundation and you can't just take a multivitamin and go to McDonald's every day and think that's going to
Yeah.
work. But
Yeah.
how can these supplements fit into your lifestyle to help you elevate the foundations?
Yeah. 100%.
Now, as far as everything goes with you, I know you've been posting some transformation photos recently on
Uh-huh.
social media, so I definitely want to get into that.
Yeah.
Tell me about what's been going on over the last, what has it been like, a couple months, year that you've been really
So
dialed in?
I've always been into strength training.
Oh
I
yeah,
played
you were a
football.
football player. You
Yeah,
kind of
so
can't
that's
not
that's
be,
like the easy part for me. I
right?
can go in the gym, lift weights all day, literally. But I just never really dialed in my nutrition. I knew the right things to eat. I knew what not to eat. But my biggest thing was I was under eating for so long that
Yeah.
my body was like just holding on to too fat because it was in survival mode. And for a big guy like me, I have to consume a lot of calories. But anyway, I got into what sparked this entire transformation was 2 years ago, I was in a really bad car wreck, October of 24. I was on the highway in Dallas going to my storage, getting ready to pack some stuff for some accounts. and got into a really bad car wreck with a semi truck
Oof.
and broke. I ended up breaking my hip and had about a dozen fractured ribs, a fractured
Oof.
spine. It was pretty bad. I was thankful that I made it through that. My wife was 8 months pregnant with our first baby.
Jeez.
It took us about 2 years to get to that point, and we were right at the home stretch, and that happened. I got surgery, and I ended up having to be in a wheelchair for 3 months. And backtrack, I've never been injured. I've had like ankle
Yeah.
sprains and minor injuries, but playing a high impact sport like football, I had no major injuries.
Yeah.
This was the first major injury that I had, and I was in a wheelchair for 3 months, so. I was depressed. I
I
mean, I
bet
think
going,
in the moment, I didn't
yeah.
realize it because I don't deal with depression. But when I think back, I was like, I was ordering crazy amount of snacks on Amazon, eating candy all day, eating whatever I wanted, and that's just how I coped at the time. But once I got out of that wheelchair, I made a promise to myself. I was like, because now I have a lot of metal in my hip, so. I'm gonna need at least two hip replacements before I'm out of here. I'm like, okay. And then I had DJ, my son, and I'm like, I was just so motivated.
Yeah.
Out of that wheelchair, the first place I went to go get me a new gym membership. And that's when it all started. I see him and I'm like, okay, I gotta get right. That's what sparked the transformation. But over the time, the first 50 pounds I lost was me just essentially just cleaning up my nutrition and walking too. I was always
Hmm.
one of the guys like, I'm not going on a walk outside. That's boring. But like now, like I do 10K steps every day. I got a walking pad here in the house just in case weather gets bad, and I can just do like a 15-minute walk after a meal. So I'll do a lot of walks, but I cleaned up my diet essentially.
Yeah. I bet you went from literally eating whatever the hell you wanted to like eat it up a little bit more, getting a little bit more protein, walk a little bit more, basically
Yeah.
because you were moving not at all since you were in a wheelchair, which first of
Yeah.
all, damn man, that must have taught you a lot and made you
Yeah.
really fucking strong because going from an athlete who's really never been injured to like then being unable to walk, it really puts into perspective like the little things that matter.
Yeah. And like you said, that was my first time dealing with that. And I'm one of those, I'm a very motivated individual. Once I
Yeah.
set my mind on something, then like that's all that I like to play the long game. I try not to think about now. I try to think about the next 5, 10, 15 years from now, where I want to be and where I want my family to be. That's what drives me every day. That's what gets me out of bed. Over the past like 3 to 4 weeks, I started to track all my macros now, though. So I'm like, I was always one of those guys who like, I'm not tracking, I'm not weighing out my food. I'm gonna just, but now it's like that has just taken everything up to a whole nother notch.
Game changer.
My ultimate goal is to by the end of the year to lose maybe another 30 to 40, and then by this time next year, maybe another 30 to 40. So I want to be around, I don't know, 270, somewhere around the
Mm,
mark. But I'm 350 right now, so I carry it really well. I have a lot of muscle,
I
but it's
bet.
about just peeling back the layers. I'm trying to reveal some of that muscle. That'd be nice.
Hell yeah. Show off the hard work that you put in.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. So try to show it off soon.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 6'4", so I'm a tall guy.
Yeah, damn. My brother's 6'4" too.
Yeah.
6'4", 350. Yeah, you definitely have to eat a lot just to maintain
Yeah,
the
yeah,
muscle they
exactly. Just to
have.
maintain. So, I
Hmm.
mean, before I started tracking, I probably wasn't eating much, maybe 1,500 to 2,000 a day. But
Jesus.
it wasn't quality foods. It was
Yeah, it was
like
just crap.
sporadic. It was snacking. It wasn't set meals. Everything is fully tracked.
Yeah. So you said you started tracking macros like,
About
oh,
3 weeks ago. I think
yeah.
about three weeks ago. But yeah, I do get on my fitness pal. I log all of my food before my day starts. I eat the same things every day, which is fine. I don't need extravagant meals. I eat the same meals every day,
Same.
which makes it a lot easier to stick to. But once I wake up, I might be on the treadmill doing my cardio in the morning and I'll just log all my food for the day. That way I can just weigh it when it's time to eat and just go on
Mhm.
the day.
That's the best way to do it too. I get so many people who are like, oh, I forgot to track or oh, I tracked and then I
Uh,
missed this. It's the way I like to think of it is if you pre-track your day, then you can play macro
mhm.
Tetris and stuff and have a little
Yeah.
bit of and fit in the things that you think are going to set up your day for success. And then if something happens and you can't get the meal that you planned, it's easier to just plug and play rather than just like
Yeah.
pull something out of your ass.
Yeah, and I still try to be human. Obviously,
Oh
when
yeah.
I go out to dinner or to lunch, I'll pre-track pre-track what I can throughout the day and then maybe leave myself a certain wiggle room for that meal. But I always try to make sure I'm hitting my protein goal. If I hit that, then I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Oh hell yeah.
Uh,
What's the protein goal you have for right now?
My protein's not crazy high. I stay in between 230 to 2, which I think
Mm-hmm.
is a good number. My carbs are right at 200 and my fats are in between 50 to 60.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm right
Yeah.
at 23, right around 2,300 calories.
Amazing. So talk to me about what a day in the life looks like for you now when it comes to training, when it comes to
Yeah.
obviously the nutrition, you're pre-tracking your day, but also when it comes to balancing out I hate the word balance, but making family,
Yeah.
training, lifestyle, work, all of that kind of fit.
Yeah, of course. So my day, first thing I do, go to the gym. I train fast. I've trained fasted for at least 10 years. And it just depends now with me
Mhm.
tracking. So say if I have a back or a leg day, I'll make some cream of rice before that training session.
Yeah.
Carb
Yeah, I'm with
free.
that. I think it just depends. It
It
depends
depends
on
on what
the
I'm training, but if
individual.
I'm doing chest or shoulders, then I can
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, I can train fasted.
Yeah, I'm
But
the same way. If
yeah.
a lot of my training, I have to if I do it fasted, it's just stupid because it's performance based.
Yeah, yeah, you do a lot of like more like hit training
Yeah, but if
kind of
I have
training.
like an easier like upper body lift, I'll be like, I'll save some carbs for after.
Yeah, facts for sure. But yeah, I go to the gym. I usually train fasted, so I'll hit the weights. I usually strength train for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll do my post lift cardio, which is in between 30 minutes max. I don't do. I used to be the guy that was on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes to an hour. I used to be one of those guys. I'm like,
Yep, with the hood up
I
and
was
like
like, yes. And I'm like, you
over.
know how counterproductive that was to me? I was like eating away muscle. I wasn't eating enough. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So counterproductive.
Your body was probably so stressed. It was just like,
Yes.
ah,
And
man, I
I didn't
can't.
know anything about cortisol. I'm like, just thinking,
Hmm.
oh, I'm sweating a lot, so I'm burning fat. And I'm like,
Yep.
I'm like, nah. But like now I do incline walks or do the Stairmaster for maybe 20 minutes post lift. I get in the sauna for about 15 minutes. And then I get home, shower. Then I'll start my work day. I work from home, follow up with existing accounts, prospect new accounts, shipping. I do a lot of shipping here and there to accounts. My son's with me 3 days out of the week, 3 days out of the week because my wife works part-time. But usually when he gets down for his nap around noon, that gives me a lot of time to hop on the phone. But he sleeps really well, so I'm able to get a lot of phone calls in. And then yeah, I think working remote definitely helps out with that, with the work-life balance. When my wife will get home, and then I'm usually done around 4 to 5, and then that way I can have some family time in the evening. But yeah, pretty consistent across the board. And on the weekends, like I train, and other than that, I'm at the house. I like to be at home and maybe play a little video games on the weekends and watch some movies or something. But I'm pretty chill.
Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. So many people, they don't know how they take their responsibilities and they use that as like an excuse as to why they can't fit in time to do the training. And not everybody has the same amount of time in the day. I'm not stupid to the fact that somebody who has children has a lot more responsibility than someone like myself who doesn't.
Yeah,
But
sorry to cut you off, but thinking about that, it's like I usually get up around because DJ wakes up around 6, so I'm usually
yeah,
up by then. But if it wasn't for my wife staying home with him in the morning, I'm like, I got to get my workout in. She's very supportive. So
and that's another thing.
shout out to her for sticking with him in the mornings.
Yeah, you got to have somebody who supports your journey
Oh
because you got to
yeah.
have somebody who's willing to take, and it goes both ways, right? I'm sure you make sacrifices for her. She makes sacrifices for you in order to bring out the best in each other.
Yeah.
So as far as things go with work and with working with Ghost, what are some of the things that you've been most excited about with Ghost, or what do you feel like makes Ghost different from other brands on the market right now in 2026? Because there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot of competition out there nowadays, and that's good. It makes you think outside the box. It makes you be creative and innovative. But for us, I just think that when I think back to 2016, at the time I was working in GNC. Supplements were very bland. Everything was black and white, very simple. I
Hmm.
remember getting Ghost in my shipment one day, and I was like, I looked at the labels, it was so bright and colorful, and I'm like, what is this? Because we have never seen anything like it
Yeah.
before. And I was kind of skeptical. I was like, what is this stuff? I didn't think much about it. And then Ghost being the first to do flavor collaborations and to see where that is in 10 years later, it's just if you're not collabing, then you're like behind in a sense. But just being like an OG in the game and continuing to push the needle. I think that's really dope, and I'm fortunate to be a part of. But I think more so it's the people.
Yeah.
The people are great at Ghost, and the team that we have is great. And that's what makes it fun. You're working with great people. Everybody's like-minded. Everybody's laid back, chill, but we all want to, especially us sales guys, we have a big year ahead of us and we want to accomplish our goals. But I just think that the culture that Ghost has built over the 10 years is what sets us apart. and being the first true lifestyle brand. And we make products that are inclusive to everyone. We don't want to exclude anyone. If you're not into the gym, that's fine. Grab a hydration, and maybe grab some greens or glow.
Mhm.
I think that we check all the boxes with transparency, marketing, flavor collaborations. Our in-house flavors are fire. The new chocolate chip
Agreed.
cookie is amazing. In my opinion, I think that's better than Chips Ahoy.
I do too. I also love the fact that you guys use an actual company that has gluten-free cookies to make the
Yeah,
cookies.
yeah.
Like when
Shout
you
out
dropped
Partake.
that, I was like,
Yeah,
that's
shout out
cool.
to them. I mean, even that, I think us bringing the first vegan to market with inclusions, that's really cool because we're showing our vegan customers have been begging for something like that for
I
years.
bet.
And that's like, okay, we got you. And I think that's another thing that we do a great job at is listening to our core fan base, taking
Yeah.
out the beta alanine in size and replacing it with PKTP. I think we do a great job of receiving feedback, taking it in, and then making adjustments.
Yeah. And honestly, that right there is one of those things that does set Ghost apart is they're not just a company, they're truly a brand and a community and a culture. And
Mhm.
you can feel that by the fact that it's like, hey, we listened to you guys, so we implemented this into the product. So now it feels almost like you're helping to build these products and you're helping to build Ghost. And it really, the marketing is one of those things too, because I can definitely relate to that story where when I was like in college, I would always go to GNC or Vitamin Shop. And I remember one time I just see Ghost and I'm like, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
I'm interested because it just stood out so much. And then you see Chips Ahoy or Nutter Butter or Oreo or Sour Patch, and people are like, oh, that's cool. Does it
Yeah.
taste like it? And it does. Like,
Yeah. It's
it blows.
crazy.
Whoever makes these flavors, I've been reviewing the cereal proteins, and last night I reviewed the Lucky Charms one because I completely forgot about it. And I just thought, who the hell is behind this? Because it literally gives you that nostalgic factor to Saturday morning eating Lucky Charms or eating Cocoa Puffs or eating Trick cereal and
Mhm.
just having no worries in the world. But now you are
Yeah,
an adult who cares about their protein goal and has responsibilities.
exactly. I think that bringing some familiarity to the sports nutrition space that maybe people who aren't, maybe if you're shopping at Target, walking down the aisle, and then you see Lucky Charms protein, and it's like, even the cereal, right? You're walking down
Mm,
the aisle and oh, this has this amount of protein. It's better. It's just a better option than getting the sugar-filled version. Which
correct.
is why we're not trying to make the product to where it's only for gym rats. We're trying to make it for just the general consumer that's shopping at Target.
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah,
catch
and
their eye and they're like, I'll try that.
yeah, and I think one of the coolest parts about Ghost is not only do they have great flavors, great branding, marketing, collabs, great, but they're one of the best formulas on the market when it comes to the things that they do. The transparency alone is wild. Even on the protein, people don't realize it's a blend
Yep.
of whey isolate, hydrolyzed whey, and whey concentrate, but they literally tell you how much of each is in there, which
Yeah.
most brands don't do. And then that makes
100%.
me question what the hell, you know?
100%. From day one, the disclosure has always been upfront. And some people, the general person who may not be into supplements might not know what a lot of that
Exactly.
means. But
Mm-hmm.
just know that you're getting high quality product with amazing flavoring to top it off. So it's a win-win for both. And there's been very few times that I've ever heard anybody say that, oh, I didn't like that flavor. Or taste is subjective. You're gonna get some people, 7-Up's going crazy. Just the other day, somebody told me it was all right. I didn't really like it, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's just one of the things about the space is flavor is subjective. Some people will like it, some people won't.
And it's, you can not like the flavor of something, but you
Mhm.
also can't deny the fact that it's authentic to what it's trying to be.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
somebody the other
100%.
day who was like, oh, 7 Up is so mid. And
Yeah,
because it tastes like 7 Up. I'm like, well,
yeah.
that's the point. It's supposed
That's
to
the
be 7 Up. If you don't
point.
like 7 Up, you're probably not gonna like it. But if you like 7 Up, this is gonna be like your new favorite flavor.
Yeah, me, I've always been a Sprite guy. And so 7-Up was never my thing. But the first time I drank 7-Up, I'm like, it's fucking good. It's refreshing. It's good. I'm not gonna, and I can't say it's bad. It's
Right.
good. All
Mm-hmm.
bias aside, there's some of our competitors out there that make great products and great tasting products as well. But yeah, I think this year so far we've started off really strong and we're gonna continue rolling this thing and especially with it being our 10-year anniversary, this year is a big year for us.
Yeah, no, and it's crazy because I feel like at this point, you guys, Ghost is giving me content. Like, thanks, Ghost. I have all the content I need with Ghost. Ghost will
Yeah,
drop something soon. I'll have some content.
yeah,
But 2026 has been wild so far.
been wild. Yeah, yeah, this year has been huge. Not just with even with us. I'm talking about just across the whole space.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like everybody's throwing jabs here and there, but this is such a fun industry. My biggest thing is when I meet people from different brands and things like that at these events or wherever we're at, I always just try to be a genuine good person. I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
I don't ever want to have my chest out thinking I'm better than somebody. That's just not how I operate. I'm a very genuine, authentic dude. And most people who've ever met me will say that. I would hope so. And it's just such a good community with good people. You'll have very few people that are like a bad batch, but for the most part, everybody's like super cool.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. The amount of people who I know, I see you throw Muscle Sport cream of rice on your story and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I'm like, yeah, he takes other products because like he recognizes that they're good people, they make good stuff. And
Yeah, and plus we don't make a cream of rice,
yeah,
but I'm
that's
like,
true. That's true.
but yeah, I'm like, if there's some other things out there that I might add to my stack here and there, and I have no problem giving people shout outs and showing love to people who make great product. That's I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I think
Speaking of which, man, I saw on your story the nacho cheese cream of rice, huh?
yeah, he Jason sent me that, and I got it in the mail yesterday. And my wife thinks she won't even try it. She's like, it's disgusting.
The color of it is just so, it's like neon orange. So it's like,
It's like eating Velveeta cheese. But I threw some shrimp on it, and I'm like,
I saw that.
I tried to make a shrimp and grits,
Hmm?
and it was so good. This morning before my back day, I ate that, and I'm like, this is good. It's
Hmm.
good.
It is. It is. And I think it's interesting to do like a savory cream of rice, even though it was like an April Fool's thing. I know that
Mhm.
they're going to kind of roll with it a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think that's
probably.
such a cool thing. I made my husband like a burrito bowl with it, and that was like the rice replacement. And I didn't think he was going to like it, but he loved it.
No, it tastes. The name is perfect. Nacho cheese. It tastes like nacho cheese.
It's
They did a
crazy. It
great job
literally
out of it.
smells like you opened up a bag of Doritos.
Yeah, I smelled it too. I'm like, yeah, it does. That's perfect. Yeah, definitely Doritos.
But also another thing with Ghost that I like a lot is that you guys go into all different markets. Like you said, it's not like we're not trying to be exclusive, right? So you make apparel, which honestly, I live in the apparel at this point. Thank
Same.
you. You're literally the person who graced me with my first Ghost hoodie. And I was like, now I'm obsessed with
Oh
this.
yeah,
He
of
sold
course.
me.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Ghost hoodie right now. You got the Ghost shirt. Comfy
Swaggy.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So make that. And then we got the matching water bottles here.
Yep.
And then also wellness products and stuff. I didn't really even look into Ghost greens
Mhm.
until recently. They dropped the with the
Pineapple mango.
pineapple mango one, and I did a review and I was like, okay, let me look into these, and they're legit greens. So it's like
Yeah.
you make good protein and energy drinks, which people know you for, but you're
Mhm.
also making great wellness products, great apparel, great the basics line, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that with green specifically, I take it daily. I like to take it towards the end of my day. I
Yeah,
know a lot of people like to take it in the morning, but I'll take it towards the end of the day. That way,
same. I always take my
I
greens
wake
at the
up.
end of the day. Feel like it
Yeah,
just gets everything out
yeah,
nice
get
and
everything
slow.
exactly. But the formula is stacked. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the greens being in parentheses of how much of that one green is in the tub. It's just crazy. And as you obviously greens, reds, gut health,
Hmm.
it's fiber, it doesn't miss anything. And it obviously greens powders usually taste like greens.
If it doesn't taste like greens, then it's something's wrong with it. I've had clients who are
Exactly.
like, the greens product you told me to get, it tastes like greens. I'm like,
Yeah,
what did you expect?
of course. But I'm like, our flavoring system paired
Yeah,
with greens is very subtle. I love that because I've tried other greens on the market and they're not. Usually, if they taste really good, then the formula is lackluster and not as robust.
correct.
So I think that we did a great job of evening it out. Greens is a solid SKU for us for sure. And yeah,
What are some of the best sellers as far as products?
for my powders, obviously whey,
Yeah,
pump, our non-stem nitric oxide powder, greens, hydration. Hydration
yeah,
is always a big one. And plus, we just gave it a facelift about a week ago.
looks nice and
Added the eight
clean.
counts to it and went away from the bags to the boxes. I think those are going to do even better now.
I agree. It looks
And
dope.
added two new flavors. So,
Yeah, Welch's gotta.
and
Yeah,
Strawbango.
yeah, straw
Uh,
bangos. Those are two banger flavors that you guys
yeah,
are
two fan favorites that we brought the hydration sticks. Legend V4 does really good for us. And for that price point that you're getting Legend for at with that formula, I always say that's a steal.
It
I
is.
mean,
And one of the craziest things is every time I go to Vitamin Shop, I look at Legend and it's so large compared to all the other pre workouts because it's so like the scoop is so big. It's crazy, which means you're getting so much stuff in it, and it's great for the price, like you said.
Yeah. But a great bang for your buck, and we still were because usually when you get those big tubs like that,
Yeah.
it's going to be a one or a two scoop serving size
Oh,
tub.
that pisses me off so much too.
Exactly. It's going to be like a 20 or a 40 or a 30 and a 60, but I love that we did that and kept it at a 30
Yes.
serving tub for 44 bucks. I'm like, I think that's the best bang for your buck on the market. I
Oh
haven't
yeah.
seen a daily driver like that for that price.
There's a pre-workout that I've reviewed before where it's 20 and 40, and I think it's $50 or something. But if you
Mhm.
do the 40, you're not getting efficacious doses of any of the ingredients. So it's a
Yeah.
20 serving pre. You
Yeah.
know?
It's a tactic that's used here and there,
Oh
but
yeah.
I think we do a great job of, we do use that on our Ghost Burn, which is our fat burner, our powdered fat burner. And obviously, every time I use it, I go ahead and do the two scoops.
Yeah.
Rarely do I do one. Maybe if I'm doing something real light, I'll take one. Or maybe if I need like a little pick me up in the afternoon, I'll do just one scoop.
I like that option for a fat burner because some people are more
Yeah, fat
sensitive.
burners, yeah, because
Some
you
people
can
are more
still feel
sensitive
it.
to those types of ingredients, and sometimes you don't want to sweat your face off.
Yes, our old Ghost Burn Black was intense. It was what was in there? Grains of Paradise. It
Oh
was
yeah.
all of those spices in there. And I had to be careful with, those ingredients because I used to travel stores a lot. I used to be in front of people and I would train in the morning, then I would walk in sweaty, my shirt's all sweaty. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, those are tough. Speaking of which, what are some of the supplements that you use on a daily basis? What's your stack looking like these days?
Obviously, pre-workout, a pump. If my pre has a good amount of pump in it, like if I take Legendol out, I don't need any extra pump with that. It's already got a ton of nitrates.
Sometimes we just like a sick pump.
Yeah, and I keep Ghost. What I keep in my gym bag is I keep Ghost Intra.
I love Ghost Intra. It's
Yep.
one of my favorites.
Great formula.
Hmm.
Listen, and the ashwagandha sleeper for sure.
Oh yeah,
Intra. I keep Ghost Pump in my bag just in case I want to sip on an intra workout. That as well. And then I also have been using the Element sticks with 1,000 milligrams of sodium.
those are great.
I'm a heavy sweater, so
Same.
I usually mix it all up in my intra workout shaker.
You should try
Um,
out Gorilla Mind just came out with it's called Ivy Rush.
uh-huh.
It's 1,000 milligrams of sodium, but it also has so many other different It's in my opinion the best
Okay.
electrolyte powder on the market. They
I have to check
just
it out.
yeah they
Yeah.
just dropped it maybe last month,
Yeah.
and it doesn't taste as strong as Element. They did a really good job with their
I
flavor
actually
system with it too.
I actually enjoy it. I got the watermelon salt.
That one's really good because watermelon and salt just go together.
Yeah, and I bought a new box 2 days ago, the orange. Heard great reviews on that one. But yeah, I'll check out Gorilla Minds and throughout the day, later in the day, I'll do a scoop of our hydration.
Yeah.
But intro
That's
workout, I need something with higher salt. That's
yeah.
why I go to Element over ours. And then post workout, obviously protein, goes greens. I use our digestive enzymes with every meal. I take our fish oil daily with 3,000 milligrams, probiotics, and then all
Mm,
the vitamins. I take vitamin D, I take K2, I take some
yeah.
chromolinate, some ashwagandha, and all the internal well-being stuff.
Yeah. What are your favorite flavor systems right now or of all time when it comes to all the different products, when it comes to the pre, when it comes to the protein, when it comes to the
Oh
energy
my
and the hydration?
God.
Yeah, I
So
know
for
we're going.
so for pre Bubblicious. Oh,
Big favorite.
Bubblicious strawberry splash. For protein,
That's hard. I know. There's a lot.
whoo, we've done so many dope proteins.
I know,
I got
man.
it. I know what it is. Strawberry shortcake. The LTO we did it 2 years ago.
I never got that one. That one, it looks good because when I was a kid, I used to eat those fucking strawberry shortcake ice cream
Yes,
pops
and
all
it
the time.
tastes good. You get we put the inclusions were, I forgot exactly what they were, but they were like the little bread, like crumbles.
Yeah, the little crumbles that are on the outside of the, oh man.
Best protein we've ever made, in my opinion, followed by caramel pecans.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then,
authentic with the
yes,
real use of that cinnamon that they use. What is it? The whatever cinnamon, something with an M.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Something.
Yeah, yeah. I
I know
got
I can visualize the word,
I got
but
a brain
the
for
real
it.
Cinnabon
Yeah,
cinnamon.
that's what
That's
makes us dope too. Is
yeah.
the flavor systems come from the actual collab, which is cool. And then rounding out the protein at number three, probably Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs is my favorite of the cereals.
Yeah,
Like
that's
since I
good.
officially finished all the reviews, I
Yeah.
would go Cocoa Puffs, Trix, Lucky Charms. just because I wasn't a big Lucky Charms person. I felt like it's authentic to what it is, but it
Yeah.
just
I
tastes like
wasn't much
sweet
of a Lucky
milk.
Charms person either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more like Fruity Pebbles was my favorite cereal.
Yeah. Cocoa
And
Puffs was a go-to for me. So
Cocoa
like when
Puffs,
I
yeah.
tasted that, I was like, oh man, brings me back.
Yeah, facts. But those are my top three in protein. And then what else am I missing? I did pre-protein.
Energy.
Oh, you already know raspberry cream.
Oh yeah, man.
Man, that raspberry cream is dangerous.
It's crazy. And again, that just goes out. People say Ghost can only do collabs. I don't know. Raspberry cream is not a
Our in-house flavors are
crazy.
like orange cream, cherry limeade. Those are some of our top sellers in the top five.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously Welch's is probably still number one.
Welch's is just ridiculous. Welch's, if you like Welch's grape juice,
Yep.
that's like
Yep.
a must. If you don't
Yep.
like Welch's grape juice, then stop complaining.
Yes, bro. It tastes just like the Concord grape juice.
It's
Oh.
wild.
But yeah, raspberry cream. Do I have another energy that is just raspberry cream just overshadows so
It
much?
does. I'm the same way where it's like I try to not have it every day, but it's
Yeah.
sometimes really hard not to. I just see
Me,
it staring at me in my fridge and I'm like,
me too. I'll look at my fridge. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get something different today.
I'm gonna grab. There have been times actually where I'm like, I'm gonna do something different. I'll grab peaches or blue raz, and then I'll
Yep.
walk over to my office and I'll be like, go back and switch it out.
I had a peaches last week for the first time in a while, and I'm like, God, I forgot how good. Peaches was my favorite before raspberry cream came out.
Same. No, peaches was like one of those ones for me where it was one of the first ghosts that I really fell in love with. I loved all the flavors, but it was the one where I was like, same thing as raspberry cream, where I was like, I don't want to have this again today, but I guess I will.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
but yeah, those raspberry cream, peaches, probably my top two in Welch's, top my top three energies. And then whatever else we're cooking up.
Yeah. I know you can't say much, but big year coming still for Ghost.
Oh yeah. I think as Ryan would say, all gas, no brakes.
Hell yeah.
This year, big year for us.
The one that
Super
we do know
excited.
about is the Yoo-Hoo. I saw that on your story today too. You got
Yoo-Hoo is coming soon for sure. And
bro. I tried it.
I still haven't tried it yet.
What? I've
Which is
tried
crazy, right? I'm like, everybody's
it.
tried it except for I'm like, all right, I'll just wait, whatever.
I was at the Arnold and CJ's. He brings out two like non-labeled cans for me and Ben. He's here you go. I tried it. Man,
Yeah.
it's Yoo-Hoo. And then I gave my husband a sip, and he's not like a big protein. He drank it all though.
Yeah.
He was like, it doesn't even taste like protein. I was like, there's no way in us knowing if it is because there's no label on it. So maybe they actually just gave us a Yoo-Hoo, but never know.
Yeah, but that label, even like the nutrition facts on it is just mine. It's like crazy, like 110 calories.
Yeah, 110 calories, 25 grams of protein. That's great. That's literally like as lean as you can
Yeah.
get with a protein shake.
We had been working on relaunching our RTD for a few years now.
Yeah, because you guys had a couple flavor. You had the Chips Ahoy
Yeah,
flavor.
we had Chips Ahoy and cereal milk.
What happened to those? They just weren't selling, or there was just like something with
No, it was a
manufacturing?
manufacturing issue. So we
Of
had
course.
to start over. So I think this one's gonna be huge, man. That when Yoo-Hoo comes out,
When Ryan put it on his story or on his
I've
profile, he
never seen
basically
anything like
broke
that
the
on social
internet.
media.
Yeah,
Like I've never seen anything like that. It's in our space when it's leaked and it just blows up the internet. It's like TMZ or some crazy stuff.
That's the crazy thing about Ghost is there's no other brand that I can think of where if you leaked something, it's going to get as much holy shit as if somebody leaked a new Ghost energy flavor, a new Ghost product.
Or just seeing the AI generated
God, those
energy
piss me off.
drinks. I'm like, cool idea, but that's definitely not true.
Man, I get so many people message me posts from, we all know the page who does it, from that page. And I'm like, no, it's not real. I'm like,
Yeah.
it annoys me so much.
Yeah, it just shows that
But it
Ghost
shows
Energy is taking over. That's the goal, right?
that's it, man. Especially with the 8.4 ounce cans and stuff starting to hit. Man, that strawberry watermelon needs to be in a 16 ounce, please. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that flavor is phenomenal. That flavor is great. I was in a QT in Oklahoma last week and stopped and they had all the 8.4s in there, but I grabbed one of those. That's probably my favorite out of the lineup so far.
I'm not even a big pineapple or pina colada person, but the pina colada one hit.
Yes, that one's delicious.
Yeah, I was shocked because
It's
I'm not a pina colada person. And when people were telling me, oh, it's so good, I was like, I probably won't like it, but man, it's good.
Yeah, and then the concept, especially with what Ghost OG was, the in 8.4s in general, they were exclusive to on premise only. So
Yeah.
OG was made to be a mixer, like at a
Mhm.
bar, mix it with whatever you're drinking. And then we released it in the 16 ounce, and that one's doing really well too in the 16 ounce.
Yeah, that's one of those ones I go for when I don't want something super flavorful because it's a little
Hmm.
bit lighter on the flavor, but it's still a
Yeah,
pretty solid flavor.
yeah, yeah. But
Nice. Yeah. Ghost truly taking over all the markets. Music festivals
yeah,
were everywhere at this point.
yeah, I think that's what's cool is even at the music festivals, having those specialized cans. Obviously, we're coming to their world, but we're bringing them into our world a little bit too. So maybe somebody who's not familiar with Ghost, they're getting a Ghost energy at the Ghost bar at the event at the festival. Oh my God, I love this. And then that brings them into buying Ghost energy when they're out now.
Yeah, the whole ghost
Um,
world. And who knows, it may even be like, oh, it's a supplement company too. Let me look into getting
oh,
some
they make
protein.
protein powders? Oh,
Yeah.
that's chips, not chips ahoy, but Cocoa Puffs and all these other flavors. So that's really cool. But yeah, I think it's also authentic to us though. It's not like
Yeah.
we're going out of our way. I think the lifestyle it fits with our brand also, so which makes it a solid partnership.
100%. I always think of the culture of ghosts, early 2000s emo music type stuff.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think it fits so nicely.
yeah.
Everything that you guys do, it's so cool. And again, like you said, the people, man, all the people that I talk to who are with Ghost or from Ghost, like great people.
Oh yeah, man. And when I got in that wreck, it showed me because sometimes you come into a business and oh, we're a family and this is a family, and then
Yeah,
when
been
something
there.
like this happens, the way that they showed up for me and my family is just it was awesome. They came out, they flew out. So I never went back home after that day because we lived on a second floor, so we had to break our lease. So I never went home, which is crazy to think. I had went to
That's
the
wild.
gym that day like a normal day, was going to stores like a normal day, and then I never went home
That's
again.
wild. And life is
It's
short,
crazy.
man. Changes
But
quick too.
anyway, they flew out, they moved my entire storage unit across Dallas to a new one to where we moved. And they came and saw me in the rehab center, and they took care of our meals for the first 2 months. They bought us a deep freezer for the garage, and it was just the way that they showed up. And I'm like, if it was up to me, I would want to stay here. I love Ghost, but obviously, I want to continue to progress my career and things
Of
like that.
course.
I would want that to remain here. I
Oh
love
yeah.
it to death.
Hell yeah, man. You were one of the first people who sent me a nice box of stuff when I
Oh,
was sick.
really?
Yeah. You were one of the first.
No way.
Yeah, that was when I started
You know
really
what's
taking
crazy
off.
is I remember exactly. I saw your story. And I
Yeah, my
started to get a
husband.
little, I was like, I feel that's so sad.
Yeah, my
Like, what
husband's
can I
gone for the
do? But
holidays, and I was like so
yeah,
solo.
you know, your husband was away. I'm like, I gotta hook her up. So that's what sparked that. I was like, I'm just trying to do something nice.
That's what I mean, man. You're good people trying to do good things, and that's what
Yeah,
matters, especially in this world where I don't even know who to trust anymore on social media.
yeah, man. You got to be careful for sure. But usually anybody from our team is going to be real solid and genuine people.
Hell yeah, man. Amazing. Awesome. Last thing I want to ask you before we wrap this up is if there's somebody who's in a position, kind of like where you were in the wheelchair, you were eating whatever the hell you wanted, and then you had the opportunity to start moving forward, but somebody's afraid to start, what would you tell that person?
Just take the chance, man. I'm like, you have to rewire your thinking. And if you really truly want something, then nothing's going to hold you back. It's okay. Are you hell bent on making this happen? Or are you just kind of like in the middle? Or you got to go all in. And then once you start reaping those benefits at the beginning, then it's going to make you want more and more. But just take the chance and find your why. My why was my newborn son. That whole year, I had envisioned myself packing him in his car seat on the way home from the hospital and doing all these dad things. It was taken away from me. So when I would see him, it just that was my why. It still is to this day. And we're expecting our second baby boy in August. So
Amazing.
I'm like, I'm gonna have two boys. So I'm like, I gotta get my ass in shape.
Yeah.
I want to be like the ripped, buff dad that goes to pick them up from school. And I want to be able to tussle with them a little bit. They're gonna be big boys. So I want to be able to rough them up a little bit. I don't want them thinking they can get over on their dad. That's what motivates me. So you got to find your why, your motivation, keep that in the back of your mind or in the front of your mind and go get it.
Hell yeah. I love that.
All
Awesome.
thought process it's either in you or it's not. That's what, and I was fortunate enough to stumble into this industry to where I could use everything that I learned on the football field and correlate it over here. And that's been a lot of fun.
Amazing. Awesome. I appreciate you coming on today and sharing your story. I know that it's going to add a lot of value to people, but everybody who's listening, go out today and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.